Well, I'm helping a friend today fix a broken light that was driving her crazy. And as I was doing it, I thought this was just a very good, simple, easy example of how to fix stuff, how to learn about stuff, and how to get better at fixing stuff. So basically the way, I already fixed it, so I can't show you the failure, but basically when you would turn the light on, it would basically flicker and it looked erratic and things like that. And when I removed the bulb, to start looking at it, the first thing I noticed was basically there was all these burn marks, which indicates there was a time probably when she didn't screw this all the way in, and so it was arcing. And since this woman happens to be 95 years old, she's had a lot of opportunities in her life to make that mistake. So I think that's probably the original failure mode, is customer didn't unscrew bulb in all the way and it arced. Now, arcing is exactly how a welder works, and it creates a ton of localized heat. What is lesser known is that if you have, let's say, a cable that's 100 feet long and at the end it's arcing, that heat actually travels all the way through the wire. It heats up the whole circuit. Now, I don't know to what extent and all of that, but it raises the temperature of the entire circuit. And so something else in the circuit, especially if it's nearby, can overheat. So when I looked at the original socket, which I now replaced, there was also a bunch of arcing that was in there. You can see right there. I cleaned a lot of it out just to see if the connection being cleaned up itself would work, but in the end, it didn't. So I replaced it with a brand new one. This was like $2 on Amazon. But what this video is really all about is don't throw this away. Disassemble it, learn about how it works, learn about how it failed. It's one of the best things you can do to get better at knowing how stuff works and how to fix it. So there's no harm in taking this apart now because it's already going to go in the trash. And so rather than trying to disassemble one in a year when it's expensive and it's proprietary and you don't know if it can be easily serviced, just disassemble this one. So there's two little rivets in there, the gold things. I'm just going to drill them out. Just give me a sec. Done. Okay, so now we'll take it apart. And a couple things are going to happen here. You're going to learn a little bit more about how stuff is made, what the inside of these things looks like in terms of these little contacts. You're going to learn about the inner workings, which may help you better diagnose one in the future. Sometimes these switches have weird failure modes. Maybe not this one because it's pretty simple. But I think this is actually a three-way switch. Yeah. So you see how you have these different positions. You have an off position, then you have an on position. To be totally honest with you, I don't know why they do that. I don't know why you want an off, on, because maybe if it's a three-way bulb, but it seems like these all connect the same thing. There's no resistors in there, so I don't know how that works. See, I have something to learn too. And that's it. So you basically just have this black housing, and then you have this rotating assembly with 3 points of contact and one dead point. You have all kinds of metal transfer on here. You have some corrosion, intermittent contacts. So this is a pretty boring video, I get that. But all I really want to say is when you're about to throw something in the trash like this after you fixed it, take it apart, learn about it. You will learn how manufacturers manufacture things, how things fail. It'll help you imagine the inner workings of something next time you go to work on it. Even if it's not exactly a lamp, you know, lamp manufacturers buy their switches from switch manufacturers. And switch manufacturers sell to everybody. And so the general construction, the general production methods, the general failure modes of switches and capacitors and, you know, diodes, whatever, you find a lot of transfer, whether it's from the way lamps fail to refrigerators to automotive circuits to chainsaws. And so my encouragement is just take this stuff apart, explore a little bit, try and figure out how it works, try and figure out how it failed, and you'll be that much smarter next time you go around to fix something. All right, I hope that helps somebody. If not, give it a thumbs down, let me know. go check out a channel called The Repair Specialist. He's over in England, super fascinating guy. Or check out a guy named Steve Mold. I don't know where he's from, but he's got an accent, maybe also England. He does some really interesting stuff with physics. I like both of those guys. I hope you enjoy them. Take care.